And Julius Jones on death watch. All sides waiting on word from the governor.
There have been governors, in my view, I'm not going to comment on who, but that have treated this pretty cavalierly.
And that is where we begin at 6. I'm Jolene Cheney.
And I'm Adam Snyder, in tonight for Kevin. Less than a week away from Julius Jones's execution date, and after pleas from his family and the family of murder victim Paul Howell, everyone is still waiting on word from the governor. News 4's Thomas Fleming joins us in studio with more. Thomas?
Adam, as more state officials continue to weigh in, we spoke to an attorney and a former governor about all the options the governor now has and all the scenarios that could come from that. State lawmakers now making their opinions known, with 5 Republicans releasing a joint statement Thursday asking for the governor to grant Julius Jones clemency. But not all legislators agree.
It appears that there is evidence that links him, and it appears that, there's nothing that would persuade me that I would not go ahead with this execution.
Attorney and legal expert Ed Blau says the governor's decision will most likely be final unless he allows the execution to continue.
This is one of the decisions that the chief executive has that's not reviewable. All that would be left would be an emergency request to the United States Supreme Court for a stay.
But even that would likely not change the outcome.
A few weeks ago, the Supreme Court reversed the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals stay of execution for Mr. Jones, so it seems highly unlikely that the Supreme Court would choose to stay the execution.
Former Governor David Walters is one of the few Oklahomans who can relate to the weight of the governor's pending decision.
I carried out 2 executions during my term in office.
And says, sadly, not everyone takes this decision seriously.
There have been governors, in my view, I'm not going to comment on who, but that have treated this pretty cavalierly. Somebody bragged about going to bed early on execution night.
He says Stitt does have a 4th option.
One option that's not been talked about in the press is to just indefinitely stay, or not necessarily indefinitely stay, but to continue to renew stays until you reach a level of certainty.
That option has been used before.
Mary Fallin issued a number of stays of execution, for example, when they were having difficulty with the executions and couldn't seem to get that sorted out. And so that is another option.
Walters says certainty on the decision rather than a date of execution should be the top priority.
There's nothing magic about November 18th. That's an arbitrary date.
And that politics don't play a role in the outcomes.
There's a lot of pressure to treat this less seriously and more politically than it should be.
And Ed Blau does say if Jones's sentence were commuted to life with parole, it wouldn't necessarily mean he would get parole, but he could be eligible for release at any time.